Spitz.
Thank you, Canner. Thank you. It's a joy to welcome Shabbat with you with song, with psalms that are familiar to all of us. And tomorrow I'll be talking about the nature of psalms. There are the Jewish people's playlist, the songs that through the ages we have selected for different occasions. And for Shabbat, we have 5 psalms that we just sang that represented in order, starting with Psalm 95, Lechuna Ranana, let us rejoice, to Psalm 99, and then a little feedback, all right? All right? And then Psalm 92, it's not Psalm 92, the psalm we just sang, which is a bit off, Psalm 92, for, no, Psalm 29, yes, Psalm 29 for Friday. And those 6 psalms, as you probably are aware, represent the 6 days of the week. 5 are in the spirit of rejoicing, and then transition, and then lechadodi, which is to welcome the Sabbath bride. And then, what I'm going to just say a word about is Psalm 92. So I'm going to have you turn to Psalm 92 on page 27. Just a word, maybe to get you tempted to hear more about Psalms tomorrow, which I will be talking about, particularly Psalm 1 and Psalm 23. But Psalm 92, here's what's remarkable. This is the psalm dedicated for Shabbat. It comes after we've welcomed the Shabbat bride. So now we look through those 150 psalms, and one of them is a psalm for Shabbat. So we sing it to mark the beginning of Shabbat. It is good to thank you, Adonai, and to sing your name most high. I love the opening words. First, our Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, the song that is for the day of the Sabbath. Good it is to thank God, to sing of the Supreme's name. So the first thing that we are evoked to do is to harvest. As what is Shabbat about? It's gratitude. For us to harvest of the 6 days we've just journeyed through with 6 psalms, greeting Shabbat with Lechadodi, to ask ourselves in this moment, what's one thing we're grateful for that without pausing, we might not have focused on? A feeling of gratitude to bring into the Sabbath. And then here's what's surprising as well. We bring gratitude for God, and we sing of God's name most high to proclaim God's love at daybreak, God's faithfulness each night. Finger the lute, pluck the harp, let the sound of the lyre, the harp, rise up. This song of the Sabbath needs these musical instruments. We as a Jewish people didn't always, since the destruction of the temple, use musical instruments, but we've reclaimed them. In the time of the temple, to celebrate the Sabbath, there was an orchestra. And the words of gratitude of Psalm 92 were sung with rejoicing. And with rejoicing, music is essential. What's distinctive about Psalms is first, the quality of honesty. That's what links all 150. These are words to God who knows us, and therefore unfiltered truth-making. For those that are songs of rejoicing, repeatedly, they're accompanied by musical instruments and by melody for us to sing along. I've rejoiced with you tonight. I've rejoiced watching the dancing. I've rejoiced in hearing the melodies of Rabbi Shlomo Carlebach, not the only source of melodies, but a lot. Many of you may know he's part of Rabbi Adir Glick's family. And I've rejoiced to be back in Chicago. My wife's a Chicagoan from the South Side, seated with her girlfriend from first grade, South Side Chicago, brought here from California, Linda and I at least, but always feels like home for her and even for me. For all these years, we've returned to Chicago to celebrate Shabbat in your midst. I thank and feel the presence of Rabbi Glick, my friend, and with you, Tov lahodot ladonai. It is good to sing to God the words of Psalms, the words of Shabbat. Tov lahodot ladonai.
Let's sing together.